Yeah, this is Modern Storage Unpacked. Let's go.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of Modern Storage Unpacked, the podcast where we make space for what matters. I'm your host, Hannah, and we got Kaylee over here sitting with me today.
Yes. Hello, Hannah. I'm Kaylee. I am the co-host here, and I'm so excited to talk about today's topic.
What is it?
Kiosks in self-storage.
That's a big one. It's becoming a massive trend, like not just in our area, but just everywhere.
Yeah. So like when we talk about kiosk and like self-storage, I'm sure people are wondering like what exactly like we mean by that.
Yeah. So to kind of sum it up a little bit, I am a facility manager at a Modern Storage location, and we have human staff at our places. But I've heard a lot about this specific topic, not just from being in the industry myself, but from just tenants coming in, like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
You're the only person has a human that I've been to today. So it's definitely become a big rise. But when we talk about like kiosks versus human staff, today's topic, pretty much it's like instead of having like a staffed office at a storage facility, it's like almost like an ATM machine that you can like rent a unit from or pay your bill.
So it's not like there's no friendly chat. You can't grab like a coffee from it. It's literally you're just going up to like a machine.
Yeah, pretty much. No friendly chat there. But it does have 24/7 access in a sense that you don't get from humans. So there is a convenience factor of it. But yeah, I mean,
so like at 3 a.m., if I really want to rent a storage unit, I'll just go up to the kiosk.
No judgment. No one's judging you why you would need a unit at 3 a.m. So yeah,
some things are happening at 3 a.m. that we need to get organized at 3 a.m.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I mean, that's great. But like, what else is great about kiosks? I mean, that they're just always open.
Yes. And the fact that they save facilities on labor cost. You think about it, you're not having to pay human staff.
Yeah.
You're having to pay salary or hourly wages. I guess like in a sense they could reduce like wait times. I don't really know about that factor of it, if there's like a line for it versus like human staff.
So what if I lock myself out of my storage unit at 3 a.m.? Or like what happens if my gate code is not working and my chubby little fingers are pressing all of the buttons and I get really, really frustrated and really confused? Will this kiosk help me?
No. No. They're great for, I guess, routine tasks, but if you're needing like a personalized assistance, like you're kind of on your own there. So that is, or like an emergency, for instance. So that is definitely the downfall of going kiosk only, like a lot of facilities are nowadays.
So, well, what about like safety? I mean, if there's no facility manager on staff, like how do these facilities or other storage facilities like protect themselves? How do they know who's coming and going if there's not a person?
Yeah, that's the kicker. They don't. They have no idea. It's sad, but we are starting to see a lot of like break-ins and stuff at these type facilities because they're kind of catching on to those type things. But yeah, especially in like more remote areas or higher risk areas, it's definitely a huge risk that these facilities are taking going kiosk only. I mean, having no staff there means no one really is there to monitor the property, just like you mentioned, or respond to any emergencies that may arise. So,
yeah, I mean, what if someone tries to use like a fake ID to rent a storage unit? If it's done purely with a kiosk and like a remote person, how are they going to know that the ID is fake, or what's going on?
No, it's a great question. And to be honest, like I'm not trained in what like a kiosk can and can't do. I'm sure that there's a way for them to check IDs in a sense, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of like if it doesn't catch it, then
yeah, because at least with a human being, when you present us with an ID that clearly is not you. We can easily say
Maybe they got like a camera on it that like matches the ID to you or something. I'm not quite sure, but it doesn't seem very safe, and it doesn't seem it's not a place I'd want to store my items. I'll tell you that.
Yeah. So I mean, but in all honesty, is like a smiling face really like worth, the extra cost?
On-site staff provides safety for your belongings. They help you solve problems like whenever you get locked out of your unit, or elderly people, for instance, like they some people that just don't understand technology that well.
Gosh,
I mean, we're just like excluding them from being able to rent at this place. Like I would have to help my grandma at this kiosk, and she lives in Florida, I'm like, so like I have no one to call to like assist her for things like this. So yes, I feel like it definitely is, and it offers just that reassurance of having that person there in case that you do need it. Things that just kiosks can't do.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, a kiosk isn't going to fight someone off or like be able to see a threat that's coming through the gate. A kiosk isn't going to be able to warn you or let you know that, hey, something happened last night, or like, how do you make payments if, is the kiosk, I guess, sending you alerts or something?
I don't know. It's definitely not going to pull like an iRobot, mode where it's going to go into fighting off crime and stuff. But you're exactly right. Staff are there for security and to handle situations that technology just can't do. So
and people appreciate that.
Yeah, I mean, I absolutely do. Like I had mentioned before, not too long ago, I had somebody come in, and when I say they were just so happy to see me. Like, I've actually never had someone look like a complete stranger that I've never met, like not like a current tenant or anything, just so happy to see me. And he's like, you're the 5th place I've been to today that first your office door is unlocked. Yep. Like, y'all are in the office, and it's not like a technology-based program. And we just had a conversation about it. He's like, man, like every place is going to that these days. So it's definitely a big situation that's going on around.
And I mean, I feel like that there's so much more danger whenever you come to a storage facility that only has a kiosk. I mean, it seems a little bit more
absolutely
dangerous.
It definitely can lead to security issues, and a lack of customer care is another one too. I mean, security is a big one, but I mean, you got to have customer service and good customer service when you do have any of those issues. I know that, and I kind of mentioned it before, but a lot of the places local to our area have been seeing the negative consequences for going kiosk only. There's been like even on the news, just like break-ins, people showing up, to their place and paying their unit for months. They've been paying on it for months. These places have been getting just broken into, stuff everywhere, almost, every unit broken into, and they have no idea. They show up months later and all their stuff is just gone. So it just definitely seems, so I think a lot of it stems from, in my opinion, just like greed on the, owners of the place. I get like having technology is like great. We want to be in the modern world, but there is a balance with it, and there's nothing that can replace a human staff.
And I do feel like in just like today's climate, there is such a push to have like an automated system as soon as you walk in. Or my biggest pet peeve, the app. You need the app. You must have the app.
Yeah.
If you don't have the app, you're not getting good deals, or you can't.
You're right. Every time I go through the drive-through, I'm like, I look at the app, I'm like, I could have saved like $10 if I just gone through here. Why isn't that offered to me? Like, just out that.
But why not have the person working just say, hey, like we're offering this. Like, why is it always an app? Tell me why.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I am glad that our modern storage facilities don't have that, and we don't have kiosks. We have human beings there.
Yeah.
Because
we have an online portal, like we do make things in a sense convenient, but there's a balance. You can also just give us a call or come in and we're happy to help, It's all about finding that like balance to it. So that way you're catering to, in my opinion, everybody.
Yeah.
People that are very tech savvy that would rather be antisocial and not speak to us, totally get it. We're cool with that. If you want to go online and do your own thing, like cool. You don't need to speak to us. But for the people that need that extra assistance getting set up, we're there for them. So
yeah, so I feel like doing, a good hybrid approach is really just like the way to go for people wanting to have this simple online feature where I can easily go online, book my unit that I want, and all I have to do is just show up.
Yes, absolutely. So you want to have a balance of both. You want to have technology is great for, convenience, and you got staff there for safety and personal service. So if you think about it, we want to keep technology. We want to have our state-of-the-art cameras on the facility. We want to have gated access, controlled gated access as well. I mean, there are things that humans just can't physically do. Having the best of both worlds is 100% the way to go. Staff there present, overseeing the cameras that are being put in place, and overseeing these people that are getting moved in. And
I'm sure with, having an on-site facility manager there, pretty much majority of the time, you start to get familiar with your tenants. You start to know who they are. And I feel like that's also something that's, kind of missed in the customer service world is having those connections, because you never know who you're going to meet. And you probably have met some really cool people and had some really fun conversations.
Absolutely. I mean, I also wonder, when it comes to auctions happening at places like that, how does that work when you don't have somebody there facilitating it? That was just another thing I thought about.
You probably go through a third party or something.
That might be a thing. I don't know. But that just seems kind of, there's so many things to it that I just personally, I don't work at a kiosk only facility, so I can't really say 100%. Maybe we should bring someone on. But
if you are listening and you work for a storage facility that does kiosk only, please give us your intel in the comments. We'd love to know what you think about this topic, because it is very fascinating that we are seeing so many new storage facilities being built with no human being at all being staffed at all. So it is really interesting to see the change happening. It's not changing for us personally. We love having people in our facilities. We love having friendly faces. And so that's something that Modern Storage does a little differently. Yeah.
So next time you're, getting a storage unit or in the market for one, definitely do your due diligence. Walk around, check out places, look for some humans, and make your choice from there.
Exactly. Well, thank you so much for your insight today, Hannah, for as much insight as you could provide us about it. I think we've learned, while kiosks can be convenient, a friendly face on site is still, I feel like, key for a safe and positive storage experience.
Absolutely. I think that human staff is just super, super important for the whole storage experience. If you're just wanting, a storage unit, that's one thing. But if you're wanting to actually have customer service and just that personal touch to it, that friendly face to ask you how your day is going, have that human eye to make sure your stuff is safe, your stuff's not getting broke into, and all that. I think that, humans, you just can't, we're irreplaceable. I'm sorry.
Yeah, exactly.
We are.
And again, a lot of these customers that we get have zero clue what size unit they even need.
Yeah.
So
imagine having to go back to that kiosk and telling it off you put me in the wrong size,
You told me this would be big enough.
Anyways, but that's pretty much it for our episode today. Again, thank you, Kaylee, for joining us and speaking on this topic with us. And thank you guys for tuning in to Modern Storage Unpacked, the podcast where we make space for what matters. And until next time, stay organized, stay efficient, and keep making space for the important stuff.
That's a wrap for this episode of Modern Storage Unpacked. Thanks for listening. Be sure to subscribe and check out modernstorage.com for more ways to stay ahead in the storage industry. See you next time.